Hello, hello. So happy you're joining me on this beautiful Wednesday evening. Oh my gosh, it's a stunning day in sunny Southern California. And what I would absolutely love for, while we're waiting for people to show up, I would love for you to type in the question and answer section where you're coming from. I want to see where all of you are from right now. Go ahead and use the question and answer. And we're going to wait for a few more people to show up, give them time to get in on this extraordinary evening we're going to have together. I am so beyond thrilled you're here. And that's one thing I want to really point out to you right now is for you to celebrate you being here, because it's very easy not to show up for yourself sometimes. And tonight, the fact that you showed up for yourself is huge. So just go ahead and celebrate you. I'm throwing confetti at you right this second, saying thank you for listening to your soul's calling, because that's exactly what this is all about. Change is about listening to your soul's calling. And oh my gosh, okay, we have somebody from, let's see, New York. Hello, New York. I love that. And Vegas. Hello, Vegas. Oh, in California, yes, we have stunning weather here. Yes, we do. Beautiful. So thank you so much for participating. And I just want you to know as we go forward in this webinar, anytime you would love to participate and write in the question and answers, know that it's only visible to me. Okay, so be as open and vulnerable and step into this experience on the highest level, because the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. Oh, hello, Santa Monica. Yes, love Santa Monica. Fantastic. So I'm just going to wait one more minute until a few more people show up. Welcome, welcome. And again, this is an opportunity for you to step into your grandest version right this second and shatter that glass ceiling that's keeping you small. So however you do anything is how you do everything. So I'm asking you to show up 100% for yourself today. Really put that intention out of who you would love to be during our time together. So I know I'm going to give you everything I can possibly give you. During our time together, it's going to be a little bit over an hour we'll be together, and I promise you will walk away having those tools to shatter that glass ceiling that's keeping you small. Okay, fantastic. All right, so let's just get started. So this is going to be an evening of transformation, and I have been studying transformation and emotional intelligence for the last 15 years. And even in my last career as a wardrobe stylist, I wrote this book, The Angel Method, and it's about building a wardrobe and getting your gorgeous on. And that's exactly what we are going to do tonight, is get our gorgeous on. And I mean that by tapping into that truth and authenticity of who you truly are, unveiling that point of power within you, so then you can break through that glass ceiling and go out there and claim your divine abundance that's waiting for you. Sound good? Fantastic. So let's get going. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And here we go. So again, my name is Janice Bussing. I'm a life mastery consultant and dream builder coach. My company is Life Mastery 24/7, and I am changing lives one soul at a time. I decided to name my company Life Mastery 24/7 because I truly believe if you master your thoughts and connect with your truth and authenticity on the highest level 24/7, you will create a life you absolutely love living all the time. So that's my hope for you as we go forward. I'm also in partnership with Mary Morrissey. She's one of the top global thought leaders on transformation. She is also the founder of the Life Mastery Institute and Brave Thinking Institute, which is the #1 transformational coaching center in the world where I have all of my certifications. And so what Mary has done is taken the last 50 years. Yes, this year she is celebrating 50 years of studying the art and science of success and happiness. She's also worked with incredible thought leaders across the world, the Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Bob Proctor, Brenda Burchard, Michael Beckwith, Wayne Dyer, Marianne Williamson. And what she's done is taken all of her information and education and put them together and these proven, reliable, and repeatable success programs that I use with my coaching to help take my clients to massive transformation. It is absolutely breathtaking to see my clients quickly and easily step into their grandest version and create lives they absolutely love living. So I want to ask you right now, before we start, have you ever heard of I know that syndrome? So I've been in that place before. I have studied for 15 years, read a million books, gone to seminars, retreats, and so often at times I'd go, oh, I know that. Oh, I know that. And so I was so happy when my mentor gave me this little bit of advice. She said, you don't really know it until all your results reflect it. If you really knew it, then you would have all the evidence of it. Otherwise, you just know about it. And I'll have to say, at this time in my life, even though I study this every single day in my life and I put everything into this work, I am still not at the place that I have all the results I would absolutely love. So I still just know about it. So what I'm asking you tonight is come in with beginner eyes. Get into a place of openness and curiosity of what new awakening you can step into during our experience together. Sound good? Fantastic. So this is what will happen during our time together. You will receive new tools to shatter your glass ceilings. You will have a greater clarity on your vision on what your dreams are, and you will receive Dream Builder principles. Now, this is my foundational program. I take all of my clients through first because it is so profound. I'm going to give you a few of those principles, and it will help you achieve your goals and dreams even faster than you can imagine. Sound good? Fantastic. So I'm going to take you into teaching you a code to life and some dream building history. So we've all seen this quote a million times. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life you've imagined. Now, this quote actually came from very famous essays back in the mid 1800s. And back in the mid 1800s, there was a very wealthy man who loved to bring people from all over the world to his home to have deep conversations about life. And this gentleman's name is Ralph Waldo Emerson. Yes, Emerson was a deep thinker and just loved to bring people in on conversation. He also had a handyman at his home that was dying to be part of these conversations. And he's like, I'm bringing wealthy people from all over the world in. You can sit outside the parlor door for a while, but that's about it. So after a few weeks, this handyman could not hold back. He started throwing in ideas and concepts, and they're like, fine, he's one of us. Let him in. And his name is Henry David Thoreau. Yes, Thoreau was a deep thinker on life. One of his first quotes is, I want to suck the marrow out of aliveness. Oh my gosh, that alone just puts me on fire. So after a while, Thoreau was like, okay, I'm done talking about this. I want to put all these ideas into an experiment. So he decided to go to a pond, yes, Walden Pond, and get into conscious thought and thinking for 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days. So during this 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days, he came up with this. I have learned this, at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of their dream, endeavoring to live the life they are imagining, one passes an invisible boundary. All sorts of things begin to occur that never otherwise would have occurred. One begins to meet with a success unexpected in common hours. What this is a code to life. When you understand this as a code to life, you will go out there and be able to create a life you absolutely love living. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this apart so you can actually understand it to the next level. Here we go. The experiment. I have learned this, that if one, this is a singular experience. Your soul is on an upward spiral of growth at all times. If you listen to it, you can live 90 years or you can live 1 year 90 times. over and over and over again. And sometimes that gets so big, you don't even realize you're living that life over and over again every year. If one advances confidently, we all have a light switch in our house, don't we? Yes. You can't see electricity, can you? No, but you'll advance confidently over to your light switch, flip it on, and expect to get the results of electricity. Now, that's exactly what I want you to do with your dream. I want you to advance confidently towards your dream at all times, even though you can't see it. Now, if you went over to your light switch and you flipped it on and there were no lights, are you going to go, oh my gosh, there's no more electricity in the world? No, you're going to say, I need to reconnect to the source. And that's exactly what I want you to do with your dreams. There's a lot going on in the world right now. And there's a lot of obstacles that can come in and take your dream out of your vision. And what I want you to do is still advance confidently at all times. And when you hit that obstacle, reconnect to your dream, advancing confidently in the direction of your dream at all times. You need to have a direction to advance towards at all times. No wind is favorable to any sailor that has no direction. If that sailor does not have directions, the winds and the currents and the tides are going to throw them all over the place. Now, if you don't have direction in your life, I don't know about you, but I know with me, life throws me all over the place. So think about it. When you don't have direction, you're just letting life tell you who and what and where you're going. And you know what? You can be living a good life, not having direction. But I remember when I was working with Kathleen Kennedy, she's the #1 woman producer in the world. And this was just about a black dress. And I held it up and I went, would you like to keep it? And she said, it's good. And before I could put it back in the closet, she said, wait, Janice, good is the evil to great. So this is my question to you. Do you want to live a good life or do you want to live a great life? And if you already have a great life, don't let your great life rob you of extraordinary. Okay. It's about making a decision to advance confidently at all times in the direction of your dreams, endeavoring to live the life they are imagining. Endeavoring, my favorite word. Make an attempt, make an effort. You want to start putting on your dream by just your imagination. Your subconscious does not know the difference between reality or your imagination. So if you are just endeavoring to step into your dream by just imagining what would it feel like, you're already stepping into your dream. And all you people out there that think you have to have it all figured out, you perfectionists and control freaks, I'm going to say, stop. That used to be me. That's what stopped me dead in my tracks so often. And what's going to happen, just like I was for a while, I got stuck in the driveway of life. And what we want to know is that the journey to your dreams is where all the magic happens. So any action is perfect action. Even imperfect action is perfect action. So you just want to start endeavoring, attempt into your dream. So I have a perfect story for this. So 9 years ago, out of the blue, my mother died suddenly. It was one of those earth-shaking experiences. And at the same time woke me up and said, what are you doing with your life, Janice? And I had this dream. Now, this is a big dream. I wanted to be in Europe 2 to 3 months out of the year. I absolutely love Europe. And I hadn't been to Europe in like 5 or 6 years. I hadn't even been living any part of my dream. So I thought to myself, well, I cannot figure out 2 to 3 months. That's like way too much. And I can't figure out 10 days in Paris. So I just decided to endeavor into my dream. So I booked a little apartment in a cute little area in Paris and I got there. And after 2 days, I was never so lonely in my life. I was devastated. I called home to my father, bawling my eyes out. And he said, Janice, your brother is in Europe right now in Paris with 90 kids. And I was like, oh my gosh. Now, my brother is Buzz of Buzz's Adventure Tours, and he takes kids to Europe every single summer for 23 days. And at that moment, he was actually in Paris with 90 kids. So I decided to give him a call and meet with him on the Eiffel Tower lawn the next day, met up with these amazing 90 kids, had the best day ever. And at the end of the day, he said, Janice, one of the kids didn't show up. Would you like to continue on the tour? So by me endeavoring, not having it all figured out, I was in Europe for a month that summer. So now going on to the next summer, he invited me back to actually work with him. So that was 2 tours. And then somebody found out that I was in Europe and they were going to be married in the English countryside. So they said, Janice, come to our wedding. So there was actually a gap between the tours and the wedding. And so I ended up going to visit my brother's friends, who are now my best friends, who have actually given me a key. Isn't that gorgeous? The English key to their English countryside home. So by the next summer, I was in Europe for 3 months. And ever since then, except for the little hiccup last year, I have been in Europe for the summer for 2 to 3 months. And it all started with endeavoring, not having it all figured out. Just start putting it on. What's the next step you can do to step into what you would love? One passes an invisible boundary. Okay, this is very powerful. Everybody has an invisible boundary. Mine's in front of me, I look at, but you actually have an invisible boundary in your mind created by your thoughts. Okay. Behind that invisible boundary are all your limiting paradigms that were created from circumstance, situations, and conditions starting at the age of 5, going all the way up till yesterday. Okay. And paradigms are habits of beliefs that are created by the limiting situations and circumstances and conditions of whatever you're in at the time. So it goes back to when you were 5, you started making decisions on who you were, if you were worthy, if you were deserving, if you were lovable, if you were good enough by the circumstance, situations, and conditions in your life. And then it went even further because after you left the home being young, you went into school. So you had other influencers telling you things that made you make decisions about yourself, limiting decisions about yourself to the point that I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, I can't do this. Everything happens for everybody else, not me. All those limiting decisions that are keeping that glass ceiling above you. And this is what I want to tell you right now. All those beliefs that you have about yourself behind that invisible boundary are not your truth. Once you start understanding, you just collected these ideas and these limiting beliefs and decisions along the way, and you start getting rid of them, you are going to step over that invisible boundary back into the truth and authenticity of who you are, in alignment with that God, that infinite intelligence that is breathing you right this second, that infinite intelligence, that source that is bigger than any circumstance, situation, or condition outside of you. That beautiful spirit of the truth of who you are in your authenticity, that's based in confidence, clarity, brilliance, talent, magnificence. That is who you truly are once you get rid of those beliefs. But the sad thing is that we've all been behind that invisible boundary for a really long time, and a dominant thought pattern of all those beliefs we've collected along the way. Think of the beliefs that were created when you're on the school ground with your friends, when you felt abandoned, humiliated, your first heartache. Love hurts too much. The first time you failed, I'm going to always fail again. All those beliefs that are keeping you small, that are actually shackling you to a belief system that's not your truth. It's a belief system that keeps you in a place of not shining your light brightly, not breaking through that glass ceiling and being your best version of yourself. All those beliefs ever since you were 5 years old, what your parents told you, what the teachers told you, everything you decided so you could feel loved, seen, and valued. But this is it. You are loved, seen, and valued. Because when you take away all those beliefs and let them go, knowing they're just collections through your life, and you step back over that invisible boundary into that infinite intelligence, that God, that source, that spirit, call it what you want, I call it God. It's the thing that's breathing you right this second. You could not get up this morning without breathing. It is breathing you right this second. And that same exact source, power, intelligence, beauty, love, took an acorn and made it into an oak tree. keeps the whole galaxy in perfect alignment. That power is one with you right this second. And the more you claim it, the more you step into your confidence, your brilliance, your talent, your creativity, massive joy. Because when that happens, all sorts of things begin to occur that never otherwise would have occurred. Because the more you claim the truth of who you are in that oneness of that God within you, and again, call it whatever you want, that source within you, you then step into that divine flow. That divine flow that has opportunities showing up for you from out of nowhere. Big, huge no's become enormous yeses. Yes? I know you've had this happen to you before, where you knew there was a power happening with you that was bigger than anything outside of you. And that's the whole thing. You are truly connected to a power, a source, a spirit that is bigger than any condition, circumstance, or situation outside of you. And when you claim it, that's when life starts becoming magical. That's when life starts flowing through you, as you, and for you. That's when the universal laws come and start having everything happen for you. I know this has happened for you before, and it can happen for you again. And it's out there for you to claim. Claim that oneness, claim that partnership. Because when you do, one begins to meet with success, unexpected, and common hours. Because common hours is common thinking. And that common thinking is believing that all the conditions outside of you can tell you who, what, and where you can be going in life. But that's not how you think anymore. Now you think in the connective thinking, that connection to that God, that source, that spirit, that infinite intelligence, that life flow that is truly who you are. And that's when you are in the place where magic happens. Life starts showing up for you. Everything starts coming out of the blue for you. And I don't know about you, but my God is dressed in blue because I have stuff coming out of the blue for me all the time. And this is your time to start connecting with this authenticity, because the minute you do, that's when you will be breaking through that glass ceiling. And I'm going to give you more information on how to do that. But it's about knowing that you are not your limiting beliefs and paradigms. That is not your truth. Who you truly are one with the God, that source, that spirit within you. And when you claim it on the highest level and work out that spiritual muscle constantly, that's what Thoreau did at the pond. He worked out that spiritual muscle to align with this truth at all times. That's when the magic happens. So the problem is never in the problem. The problem is always in the thinking about the problem, because this is it. At all times, you can only have one thought, and it's either going to be in love or fear. Love, the infinite power within, everything that is your perfection and your oneness with the power breathing you. Again, source, God, Holy Spirit, universe, spiritual self, life flow, whatever you want to call it, higher power. It's not outside of you, it's one with you. Or you're going to be in fear, all the woundedness from your past, all those belief systems that you brought along the way, everything that is not of your authenticity. It's your limiting beliefs, belief system, and paradigms created from the world you live in. Okay, again, connective thinking, conditioned thinking, love or fear. So this is what I would love for you to do. This is what the fear looks like. So I want you to know that anything you put in the chat, nobody else can see but me. So what are you thinking most of the time? Are you in the fear or in the love? And if you're in the fear, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that you're stuck all the time? You're in resentment? You're not feeling good enough, the self-doubt? Even perfectionism is based in fear. I have to be perfect for people to love me. You're living in your woundedness. You're isolating your thoughts and yourself. You're staying small, living in guilt, self-indulgent thoughts, hopeless. Oh, okay. Yes. Self-loathing. Yeah, that's a big one for a lot of people. Oh, feeling not that you're not enough. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Always judgmental. Oh, the critical mind. How many of you out there have the critical mind? I know I have to work on it all the time because I still have my limiting beliefs. And it's like you have to get conscious, work in that spiritual muscle. Oh, insecurities. Yeah. Sabotaging behaviors. Exactly. Okay. So just understand you want to know, am I in fear or love at all times? So if you're in fear most of the time, what I want you to get conscious of is you have a choice now. You have a choice of understanding who you truly are. And who you truly are is aligned with a power greater than all these fears. Okay. And so you want to then breathe into that knowingness of who you are. Because when you do, then you go right into the alignment of the truth of who you are, where you are in massive abundance, freedom, clarity, compassion for yourself, so you can actually give compassion to other people. You cannot give authentically to other people what you don't have. So you want to have the compassion for yourself so you can have compassion for others. That inner peace, that power, that happiness, sharing your light on the highest level, being in joy and laughter and that connection, that ease and flow, being purpose filled. You have that self love for yourself. Oh my gosh, so important. You have the openness so the divine can work through you, as you, and for you. You feel valuable, worthy, talented. This is when you're in the ease and flow of life. You're in the mastery objective. This is what we want to be in, the mastery objective. Mastering our thoughts, being in the alignment of the truth of who we are. And then understanding that when we're in fear, we're in that push energy, that need to prove energy, need, should, have to, and that performance objective at all times. So again, you're in the performance objective or the mastery objective all the time. So take a look. Where are you most of the time? Get conscious, because we want to shine a light on where your thoughts are so you can start cleaning them up, so you can break through that glass ceiling and live that amazing light that's waiting for you. It's waiting for you out there. So we are not human beings on a spiritual journey. We're spiritual beings on a human journey. I love this quote. So what this is we live this human life in these physical bodies, but you are a spiritual being in this experience. So here is my question. What is your beingness? What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose that authentic, beautiful, breathtaking, powerful, calm spirit that is the truth of who you are? Because life is always going to happen around you. We had such a crazy year this year. Yes, yes. So are you going to be reacting to everything outside of you? Because when you're reacting, you're in fear. Or are you going to claim that knowingness of that source within you, that God within you? Because life is going to get crazy. Look at all these magazine covers. Craziness. Yes? Yeah. Well, guess what? These covers are from 30 years ago. Nothing's really changing. It's about you choosing your beingness in every single situation, is what is so powerful. Knowing that you have the power to be the ripple effect in your life. And it starts choosing your beingness, connecting to that source, that power within you that is calm, peaceful, brilliant, aligned with love and light. And here's a perfect example for you. So I still work with my brother, and we're up to 200 kids on the tour. And so there's this one travel day. It is our most extensive travel day. And we are leaving the south of Italy. We're going to go by, hold up the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and then head into Florence. So that day, it's Italy. There's no train reservations. It's all regional trains. And that day, we have 3 trains, actually 4 trains, after including after the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And so these kids, the minute they see the itinerary, you can just see their eyes light up with terror. So it's on this day, but not only this day, it's my hope in life that I bring my grandest version out every single moment, that I step into the truth of who I am in that love and light and that power of that God within me. And on this day, I want to level it up. So I do a little bit of extra work to level up, because I know when I get on that train platform, there is a ripple effect of peace that I am able to give to each and every one of those kids that are around me. It is breathtaking to witness. And each and every one of you have the ability to do the same no matter what the conditions are outside of you. If we rely on the conditions outside of us to determine who we are, that's when the craziness happens. So it's about choosing your beingness, connecting with that love and light and that power within you, and then sharing it with the world around you. And again, you have that power. Claim it, share it, shine brightly as possibly as you can at all times. So I was listening to this interview with Neil Donald Walsh, and I loved this. This is the cornerstone of my thinking and acting. And it is the agenda of your soul is to recreate yourself anew and every moment into the next grandest version of the greatest vision you ever held about who you are. So I am always asking myself, is this thought in my next grandest version? Is this action in my next grandest version? What is my next grandest vision for myself? Being conscious with my thoughts, knowing I have the ability to design who I am being. And I want all of you to know you have the power to create extraordinary. And it all starts with deciding your beingness. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to ask you all to play full out. Okay. I'm going to take you into a meditation. And where I'm going to take you, it's not as important to the actual scenario of it. It's important to tap into the energetic state you're feeling at the time. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and close your eyes, put everything down. And again, how you do anything is how you do everything. So let's play full out here. I want you to receive this beautiful gift right now. So let's just take a deep breath. And let's take a deep breath in and hold. And then blow out as if you're blowing through a straw. Slow and easy. And I want to take you back to a time. Let's all go back to a time where you felt confident. Take yourself back to that time where you just felt confidence in your body. How does it feel to feel confident? You feeling powerful, calm, at ease, grounded? Tap into that feeling of that power, that calmness, that groundedness. And now take another deep breath and go back to a time where you felt pure joy. What does it feel like to be in pure joy, enthusiasm, excitement? Tap into it. What's the feeling state you're feeling right now? And now tap into the next feeling of power, where you just feel powerfully aligned with your truth. How does that feel? You feeling on fire? You feeling passionate? You feeling all of your talents and your gifts are being used? How does it feel? And now tap into that time in your life where you just had a knowingness that you were one with something else bigger than yourself, where it brought out your confidence and your power and your joy. How does this all feel? Tap into the feeling state of all of this, where you felt deserving and worthy, and you were just on fire with life. Let's level up all these feelings of confidence and joy, creativity and talent, knowing you are on fire in life, living out your passion. What does it feel like? tapping into that source that is breathing you. Put your hand on your heart and really ground this feeling into who you are. Take a deep breath. Grounded in this feeling right this second. And now I want you to come back to the room. And I want you to know that this is your truth and authenticity. This is your truth and your power, your clarity, your groundedness, your magnificence. This is you aligned with the God, the source, the spirit within you. That feeling state is your truth. And it's about tapping into that truth as much as possible. Building that spiritual muscle every single time you're in fear and tapping into this place right now where everything is possible because you are one with the power breathing you, that God, that source, that magnificence. And now you know the difference of when you are out of alignment. And it's believing you are worthy and deserving of this that you're feeling right this second. Because when you claim this magnificence of the truth of who you truly are, those glass ceilings are going to break away. Yeah, it's breathtaking. So what I would love for you to do is write down what it felt like and put them in I am statements, because these are now going to be your new affirmations. I am one with the power breathing me. All is possible. I am confident. I am powerful. I am massively talented and creative. I am one with the God that lays everything out for me all the time. Everything is always working for me because I am in the divine flow. Claim your truth right now and create your I ams. I'm going to give you just a second to do that. I hope you're feeling it right now because this is your truth. Go ahead and put in the question and answer. And again, nobody can see what you're saying. How did that feel? I love it. Powerful. Oh, it brought tears to your eyes. It brings tears to my eyes too. Beautiful. I love it. What else? Oh, someone said they felt their truth. I would love for you to use these I am statements every single day throughout the day and claiming your truth and authenticity on the next level. And so let's go on to the next section to help you break through those glass ceilings on a next level. And I want to tell you at the end, I'm going to give everybody a gift. Okay. So I love to gift people. And so at the end, it'll be really super special for all of you. Okay. Here we go. So this is it. Your life is the curriculum of your soul. Your curriculum is not going to change, but your soul can at all times. And what you're going to start doing is using these two sacred signals, your longing and your discontent. Now, the reason why so many people are miserable out there is because they actually pitch a tent over their longing and discontent. Okay. What I want you to start using these as is be an observer to your longing and discontent. Okay. I want you to understand this, write this down. Everything you focus on expands. So you have a choice. You can focus on your longings and discontents, and guess what? They will expand. Or you can just observe them, see what you're not liking about your life or what you're longing for in your life, and then you put what you would love in your dream. Then you have a direction to walk towards. That's the power of these sacred signals. And again, too many people go, oh my God, I'm so unhappy with my job. Oh my God, I'm so unhappy with my relationship. I'm so unhappy with myself. And they sit there and pitch the tent. No more. These are sacred signals. You want to just observe and then go right into what would you love instead and start taking steps towards that. And this is one of the best life tools you'll be using going forward. Notice what you're noticing. This is getting conscious with your thought. This is exactly what throw did. This is where you start building that spiritual muscle and not pitching a tent over your misery, okay? So you want to start noticing what you're noticing at all time. And I remember when I was in a workshop, I had a lady in the workshop said, "Oh my gosh, Janice, that's so much thinking." And I'm like, you are thinking at all times and creating at all times, no matter what. Do you want to create and design in that default behind that invisible boundary? Or do you want to start noticing what you're noticing and create from that place of love? Because you're either going to be in default or designing. And now we want to design at all times because we want to get conscious with our thoughts, being in that oneness with the spirit that's breathing us, and then step into our dreams at all time. So notice what you're noticing is so powerful. Get conscious with your thoughts at all times. So what we're going to do next is you're going to actually shine a light on your discontents and your longings. So there's 4 domains in your life where you get results, okay? Relationships, health and well-being, vocation, time, money, and freedom. So I'd like for you, for right now, we're going to start with relationship. Look at any discontent and longing you have in your relationship. Okay, are you in a relationship? And if you are you putting 100% in it? Has it gotten stale? Have you stepped out of it? If you have relationships with teams at work, how are you showing up? Who are you showing up as? So I want you to give it a number, 1 through 5. So 5 being fabulous, always being able to expand, but 1 needing attention. Again, we want to shine light on the awareness of what's not working so we can start changing it. Health and well-being you can go into. Have you put going off to the gym? Have you said you were going to start something and you never have? Have you actually are consciously not eating well? You know, where is your discontent? Where is your longing? Have you wanted to lose that 10 pounds? Have you not put any effort in it at all? So you really want to get conscious. So what's your number there? 1 through 5. Again, just do the first number. It's always the right number, right? No fibbing here. Okay, so then vocation. Let's go into vocation. Vocation is where you share your gifts and talents, and you might be, I have people that are retired, or it's where you share your gifts and talents in your careers. Okay, so are you even sharing your gifts and talents? As I said, I was leaving my soul at the door while I went to work. Are you only showing up 50%? Are you settling in any way possible and not being your grandest version in every area of your vocation? Be honest with yourself. Is there a dream out there for your vocation that you haven't stepped into? Right? 1 through 5. Let's get clear. Okay. Then time, money, and freedom. How's your time, money, and freedom? Do you have extra time to do whatever you'd like to do? You know, be with friends, be with families, go and travel. Do you have the money you would love? This is like, get clear on this because we only have one life and it's precious. So get clear. Do you have the time, money, and freedom that you would love? Or are you just not doing any of it and you're not being able to be the person you would love to be and be with the people you would love to be? Again, 1 through 5, get clear. We're not judging. This is not about judging. We want to shine the light of awareness on it. So the minute the light is shining on it, it starts changing. Okay. So you wonder where you might get all these results that you have in front of you. Well, I have a results formula. And it all starts with our thoughts, okay? Our thoughts cause our feelings cause our actions, and our actions cause our results, okay? Everything starts with thought, and everything is created twice. So it's just thinking about it in any situation you're in. If you are thinking happy, joyous, excited thoughts, those thoughts are going to create a vibration into your feelings. And then your feelings will then end up going into your actions. So whatever actions you're doing at the time are going to be excited, joyful, positive. So what are you going to get? Positive results. Now, if you go back and you're thinking thoughts of negativity, doubt, worry, all of that negativity, that darkness is going to be put into your feelings, creating a vibration, doubt, scarcity, fear, lack of confidence, right? Then that goes right into your actions. The actions of negativity, you know what your results are going to be. So understanding that your thoughts cause your feelings, cause your actions, cause your results. Now, this is the law of cause and effect, just like the law of gravity. It's fact. But 98% of the world do not want to believe that our thoughts cause our results. They actually believe our actions cause our results. And in reality, it's not the causes that are the problem, it's the becauses that are the problem. The becauses that start with our thoughts that are behind that invisible boundary. Because we're not worthy, because we're not deserving, because we're not lovable, because we're not smart enough, because there's not enough work out there, because I'm not educated enough, because of all the woundedness in my life, I can't get what I want. Because is creating all your results. And as I say, the untrained mind blames results on the becauses. And we start blaming all of our results on the conditions outside of us and all of our limiting beliefs. So it's about stopping and thinking about what you are thinking about. This is where the power of change comes right this second. And knowing that every single one of you out there have a story, but you are not your story. You can change it right this second by thought, creating a new story of what you would love and who you truly are aligned with that God and that source within you. So that's what I'm going to invite you to do. Start creating that new story and only telling that story of who you are and the truth of that God, that source, that spirit, that infinite intelligence, that pure partnership of who you are, and tell a story from that point of view. That's when life gets powerful for you. That's when you take control of your life and do not let outside circumstance, situations, or conditions even affect you. So again, you want to look at your results because your results do not lie. It all starts with your thoughts. So here we go into the next section, Dream Builder Principle, designing a dream. I love this part. Okay, so we'd love to have clarity, right? So you're going to have clarity by looking at your discontents and your longing. You're going to be starting to put them in your dream. The more clarity you have, the more powerful it is that your dream is going to pull you in the right direction. Now, some of you go, oh my God, I don't have a dream. I haven't dreamed in forever. That's okay. Again, don't judge yourself. Remember, judging yourself is in fear. You have a divine working through you, as you, and for you that's going to come and give you information. So be open and curious. I wonder what my dream is. Be in that place of openness, asking the divine, what is my purpose and passion? Stop judging yourself. I have so many people going, I got to figure it out. I got to figure it out. You're in a finite world when you have to figure it out. Be open and curious to the infinite world working through you. I promise you will have divine downloads. I call them divine downloads, will be coming out of the blue constantly. So I'm going to suggest you have a little something to write on, especially in your car. Mine always come in the car for some reason. So go ahead and get prepared and expect the divine download. Be in that partnership with that infinite. It's waiting for you. Okay, open and curious. And then this is the next part. I love this. This totally changed everything for me when I got into the dream builder process. We've been told by society we shouldn't ask for more. Well, I say be grateful for what you have. And what else? We live in an abundant universe that has abundant gifts waiting for you. So again, always be grateful for what you have. And then just say, what else? And then this is the next powerful part of breaking through your glass ceiling. Okay. When you are designing your dream, you start saying, what would I love? That is connected to the infinite, authentic self. It's no need, should, or have to going on. Because remember, need, should, or have to is in that performance objective, that push energy, all based in fear. Now you're going to start designing your dream by saying, what would I love? Can't you just tell the difference of the energy I'm in right now? What would I love? Knowing that I'm based in a power that is breathing me, that is bigger than anything outside of me, and that makes everything possible. Okay. It's spiritual decision making at its best. So going forward, always ask yourself, what would I love? Tapping into that authenticity of who you truly are. Okay. So this is what you're also going to do. And this is powerful. You're going to start suspending the how. Like I said, I didn't know how to be in Europe for 2 to 3 months out of the year. I suspended that and I just started endeavoring. So our negative belief system sabotages you in needing to know the how. So you start getting into the doubt, worry, and the fear because you get stuck in the how. And as I said, I was stuck in the how for forever in so many ways. So I have this client, she came to me, she's in the corporate world, and she was hitting her glass ceiling constantly. She was just like, I know I can be so much more, but she felt like there was a veil in front of her. And so she came to work with me with using the Dream Builder 10 Principle program. And it was profound because this program, along with my coaching, I was able to dig in there and get rid of her limiting paradigms and create this whole new foundation of confidence and clarity within her. So she just exploded in her business. And there was this one moment that she was coming to me during our calls, and she was saying, oh my gosh, everything's happening. They created this whole new division for me. I'm going to be teaching this program. And, I was really wishing, but, forget it. And I'm like, forget it, wishing, what? We don't do that. We're dream builders. So I want you to understand at all times, you could either hold your dream and just imagine it and put energy into it, or you can push it down. So often people don't want to dream because they feel like it'll hurt more if it doesn't happen. What if you just put energy into it? And what if it did happen? I prefer to stay into what if it did happen. So for her, I said, well, what are you thinking? She goes, well, I was really wanting to go to the UK and be in the UK office for a while and just hang out in London and do some traveling over there. I said, well, just start dreaming about it. What would it feel like? Who would you be in England? Where would you be going? I have the perfect apartment for you over there. So within a week, okay, she came back to me on our coaching call and she said, Janice, you wouldn't believe it. I said, yes, I would, because this is how dream building works. I am never surprised. I'm always in awe how beautiful it unfolds, but never surprised. She said, Janice, they called apologizing to me, putting my teaching program on hold here on LA, and asked if I could go do it in the UK. How's that for you for dream building, right? And so then all of a sudden she got all panicky and go, oh my gosh, could this really be coming true so easily? She goes, what about my condo? What about my dog? And she said, no, I'm going to breathe into the pause again and do what Janice tells me. What would I love? I would love it for all to work out. Within an hour, she received a call from a friend who needed a place to stay in Los Angeles and asked if she was traveling and said, could I come and stay there? And if you're gone, I'll take care of your dog. So do you see, she had an opportunity right there to believe all the conditions, and they were really strong conditions out there. A department was created for her. She had it all set up. She could believe that that was set. Fact. I want you to understand, facts always change. I always say it's just an appearance of fact. Statistics always change. I'm not a statistic and neither are you. Create your own statistics. So let go of the how, knowing that the divine comes in all the time and lays out the how for you. So as we step into this next part, I want you to understand that great dream building requires the ability to suspend knowing the how and taking action in the absence of all answers. Fear can make you want to know all the answers before moving. So you can possibly see some of you out there how that's happened a million times. Oh my gosh, I have a million stories of how I just got stuck in the how so often because one of my biggest paradigms used to be, if I don't have it all figured out, I might fail. If I don't have it all figured out, I won't look good. So I thankfully let go of that paradigm. And I want you to let go of any paradigms that you have stuck in the how. Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to write our dream out. Okay. And so this is how I would love for you to do it. I want you to write it as it's already happened in 2024. I'm so happy and grateful now that you can use one or two of your main domains that need some the most attention. And I'm doing it 3 years from now because what happens is your conscious wants to come in and say, no, 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 you didn't do it last year. So why do you think you're going to do it this year? So we actually push it out a few years so it's easier to create for you. So, and I want you to understand, everything is possible. You are guaranteed success in this dream because you are using your imagination to create it. And put the how it all happens on hold. And I want you to focus on your feeling state. Who are you in this dream? What are you being? How are you feeling? How are you participating in your work and your passion, your vocation, your relationships? Where are you actually traveling to? Who are you traveling with? Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write this. Put as much energy into it as you possibly can. Okay, so here we go. Ready? Go. I'm going to put a little music on for you. What does that house look like you're living in? Are you writing a book? Is it already a bestseller? Where are you traveling to? Who's with you? Are you eating gelato, pizza, or are you on a sandy beach of Hawaii? Did you start that new company? How does it feel to share your gifts and talents on the highest level? Make sure you put your feeling state into it. Everything's possible. Make sure you write how you feel in your beingness. Confident, powerful, aligned. Okay, now put your pencils down and write to be continued. Okay, our dream is always expanding and moving at all times because you're constantly changing, so is your dream. And so, what I want you to do is put this at the end of it also. This or something better. What I want you to understand is that we only know what we know up until this moment. And we have an infinite power within us, an infinite source that has a dream out there bigger than you can possibly imagine. So it's leaving the door open at all times for this or something better. As you know, I remember when I first started thinking about Europe, I thought I was going to be there with my friends and my husband. And the funniest thing is that's not my dream of Europe. My dream of Europe was really, which I had no idea about. Trust me, I was always asking my brother, why on earth are you traveling with teenagers? But my soul's dream is actually to be with these kids and motivate and inspire them 23 days straight so they can step into their grandest version and go out and create a life they absolutely love living. And so what I'd also love for you to do is use what would I love when you wake up in the morning? You're designing your day. Start right away with what you would love. You're going into a business meeting. What would you love? You're going into a date with somebody. What would you love? And add this or something better, because it can always, always be so much more expansive if you leave open for the divine to come and work through you, as you, and for you, and give you incredible gifts. So I hope you really loved writing your dream and really stepping into the truth of who you are in that dream. Okay, so here's the next part of one of the dream building principles, again, in the program that I teach, and it's about deciding for your dream. So I'd love for all of you to read this real quickly, okay? It was quite easy, wasn't it? So Stanford University is a great resource, and what it's telling us is that we do not have to know all of it. All we need to know is where we're starting from so we can start, and where we would love to go. Okay. And this is about you deciding for that dream you just created and putting your stake in the ground and saying, I'm doing it, making a decision to step into your dream 100%. Because too many people just use it as entertainment and don't take the next action. You must decide. It is the most powerful action you could ever take. Believing also you're deserving and worthy of that incredible dream you just wrote. Okay. And so it also, your history does not determine your destiny except with your permission. So you might be saying, oh, I can't have that dream. Yes, you can. Let go of your history. Step into that dream. Claim your deserving and worthiness. Now that you've claimed this oneness with the God within you, you get to step into this dream. Okay. Oh, I love that, Nadia. I love you too. And I love that she's sharing her dream and so excited about it. Thank you. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so here I'm going to share with you my decision. Okay, so as I said, I was a wardrobe stylist. I was in the movie industry 25 years, started my own business, Angel at Your Door, and I loved it in the beginning, loved it. And it was because I was transforming people's lives by using the tool of wardrobe and giving them self-confidence and self-worth. And I absolutely loved it. But as the years went on, it just went into buying another black dress. And my soul was screaming at me. Does anybody out there have their soul screaming at you to tell you that you are meant to do so much more, that there is a life out there waiting for you? Go ahead and do it in the chat. Oh, that was a quick yes. Thank you. Exactly. So my soul was screaming at me. I knew there was more out there for me. And I was just settling. I've kind of felt stuck. It's in the same, I've been doing it for 25 years. And then I got the opportunity to work with my brother, and that just put my soul on fire. Okay, so that was only 2 months out of the year. So those other 10 months were excruciating the last few years. And, even at times that I was making a lot of money, it was really going down to not making as much money as I should have been, because my thoughts were just in the negative. Okay. And so what ended up happening, it was just, talk about out of the blue. I was on one of my brother's tours, and one of the travelers, the kids came up to me and said, gosh, Janice, you're in your element. You just so are on fire when you're here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're right. So I really tapped into what that feeling state was. I was motivating, I was inspiring, I was helping these kids become their grandest version. And then I tapped into other times in my life that I did the same thing, when I was working on retreats at my church and brainstorming and creating programs to help people be their better version all through my church, like 20 years ago. And so I just started asking, how can I expand this? Because I just couldn't live doing what I was doing anymore. It was just, it was, oh my gosh, it was so painful knowing in my soul that there was so much more out there, but I just didn't know how to get there. And so I came home from this one trip, and within 2 weeks, a friend of mine called me out of the blue. Yes, out of the blue. And I hadn't spoken with her in 8 years. And she found me on Facebook. And so we went to lunch, and she was telling me what she was doing. And she was a life mastery consultant. And what was interesting was, for years, I thought, I wonder if I should be a life coach, because I'd been doing all this studying. And I seriously think I was a life coach since I was 5 years old, to be honest. And so she was actually telling me all about it. And the fact that it had these powerful, proven, scientifically proven programs to work with, and it was spiritually based. Oh my gosh, I was just falling in love with it. And so after the lunch, I was like, what am I thinking though? I'm 53 years old. I can't change my whole career now. So I ended up going back to work for that fall season, and it was unbearable. Talk about leaving my soul at the door every time I walked out. I cried. I cried so much that season. It was gut wrenching. And so I just remember this moment. And it was December 31st that year. And I was sitting in a chair, and this voice came down to me and said, "How many ghosts of regrets are going to surround your deathbed?" And to be honest, at that moment, there was going to be quite a few. And I just said, not anymore. And I put my stake in the ground, absolutely terrified, got on the phone, put down a down payment for a $26,000 program. Okay. Not easy. Leaving a career of 25 years and then having to put a deposit down on a $26,000 program to help me step into this next life. Okay. This is where change happens, when no matter what, you decide to put your stake in the ground. And that's what I did. And that's when all kinds of things started happening around me to support me in this experience. And the same thing will happen to you. And I was so grateful that I actually had to go through the Dream Builder 10 Principle program, because let me tell you, every paradigm that could possibly come up was wanting to take me out of this experience. And if I didn't have a coach and worked in this structured program, keeping me in my lane, I would not be where I am today. This is the one thing I've learned through all this work for the last 15 years. I can read all the books, I can listen to the podcast, I can go to the retreats, I can go to the events. But if I don't have the support and the structure afterwards, that gravitational pull back to the familiar, back to the limiting beliefs, is stronger than me sometimes. Okay. So that's why I was so grateful for this, put my stake in the ground, made a decision, and was able to create this amazing life that I have now. And this is what it starts to look like. So in my vocation, I'm still gifted to be able to go work with my brother for 2 months out of the year. And then I'm also created a 6-figure coaching business. And I'm also still continually investing in myself every single day to make sure I am the grandest version of myself, because I want to stay in my lane and be able to teach at my highest level and share my gifts and talents at my highest level. So that's in my vocation. And then in my relationships, I really wanted the time to be with like-minded people, my girlfriends from high school, really surround myself so I can actually create memories for people, because that's one of my passions, is to create memories for people. And then I'm also extremely blessed to have an amazing man in my life. And that's a really important relationship that I have, on top of the relationship with my family. And so, I had bits and pieces of this before I went into the Dream Builder program. But let me tell you, the way my life is now, and all my relationships and my vocation, I'm able to spend time with my 93-year-old father. I'm able to travel with my brothers and sisters and my nephews and see my family in the UK. It has leveled up higher than you can possibly imagine by, I will say it, this program that I work with. And then this was out of the blue. One of my deepest passions is that I wanted to be part of something bigger than me, okay, that can make a difference on the earth and also for the needy people. And so out of the blue, again, seriously, out of the blue, 2 opportunities of businesses dropped in my lap: abundant electricity that changes plastic into electricity that will help the earth and our oceans, and then Give It is the opportunity to feed the poor. Both of these opportunities out of the blue fell into my lap. I just kept on saying, I want to be part of something. I want to be part of something. And then the last part is being able to be in my favorite place of health and well-being. And that's playing competitive double beach volleyball with the women 3 days a week. And so this is my life that I created from making a massive change in my life, a massive choice to step into my grandest version, and knowing that the Dream Builder program was the base of it all. Because again, I studied until I stepped into a program, a proven, reliable, and repeatable program. That's when everything opened up. And that's exactly what happens with every single one of my clients. So this is the next part of dream building: is no new process can begin and no new path can be forced until a decision has been made. Okay. So it's about all of you out there knowing that you're deserving and worthy on the highest level to make a massive change. And you must make a decision about it. Okay. Because the next part is dream building principle: befriending your fear. Because like I said, when I saw that I had all the possibilities in front of me, my fear came in and said, oh, are you crazy? So every dream is going to have fear. If your dream doesn't have fear attached to it, you're not dreaming big enough. It's pretty much a goal. Okay, because what ends up happening is you feel like, oh my gosh, I got this dream. This is fantastic. And then you go in, what if I would fail? Okay, that's when those limiting paradigms come in. But the point is we don't fail anymore. Failure is just feedback. Our spiritual self only knows as failure as feedback, discovery, lessons. Let me ask you, each and every one of you out there, every single failure you've had, just pick one. I know we've had a few. Just pick one. Did you learn something from it? Did you discover something? Were you able to do something the next time even better? Yes. So this is it. Give failure, which everybody is so terrified of, a new definition. It's a discovery. And know that fear is just part of the journey. You know, when people call me and say, "Can you come and speak in front of 500 people?" Do you think I got fear? Absolutely. And I say, "Thank you. I'm expanding. I'm on my green growing edge. Let's do this." And also because I have the structure behind me and the support behind me to keep me going at all times. So great dream builders are willing to fail and rise again. Look at, they write books about it. Jack Canfield, 100 no's trying to get Chicken Soup for the Soul published. Thank God he went to 101. Those are fantastic books. So I want you to understand, fearing is part of dream building. You just get to start befriending it. It's part of the package. And failure, we all learned everything by failing. You learned how to walk by failing. You had no emotional attachment to the failure. That's the difference. So let's get rid of the emotional attachment of the fear of failing, and let's just get out there. When fear arises, what can you do? And so what you want to do is reconnect back to your dream. Exactly what I said when, about the electricity. When obstacles come in, you usually get stuck in the how. The doubt and the fear comes in and you start going around and around. The minute you reconnect to your dream, it's going to pull you in the right direction. Okay, so you want to reconnect to your dream. Get curious. Step into your dream. Start speaking your dream out. Who are you in that dream? What would that person in your dream tell you to do? Okay, and then when. We always want to put it in our calendars because our calendars just help us organize. It's not demanding anything, it just helps us organize. Okay. So this is where you are now. I would say you're in your comfort zone, but I'm going to say you're in your discomfort zone, because settling and not living your full life is really just, it's the uncomfortable zone. And now you've created this beautiful dream out there and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I get there? So what I want to tell you, it's all about having structure and somebody to support you in your journey. I had a client, she wanted to be an actress. And she was an actress when she was in grade school and high school, and then she went to college, and then she got married and she had kids. 20 years later, She comes to me and she goes, Janice, I want to be an actress. And I know I can't do it by myself. I know all my limiting beliefs. She came to this workshop. She goes, yep, all those doubts and fears are right there. And they're paralyzing me. Any of you have your doubts and fears that are paralyzing you? I know they did for me off and on through my life. So she came to work with me and we created this new foundation because I went in and we did a deep dive into those paradigms that are not our truth. And let me tell you, while we were working together, she had so many auditions and she ended up getting a national commercial. And she was 52 years old, starting out of the blue. Each and every one of you can have your dreams, okay? It's making the decision and getting the support to help you on the way. Each and every one of my clients came to me because they knew there was a life out there waiting for them. And they knew they couldn't get to it on their own. I always like thinking about the space shuttle and how the space shuttle can, work in space, fine. But it has these two booster rockets on each side of it to get it through the Earth's atmosphere because the gravitational pull is so strong. I'm your booster rocket. I help you get through to the other side where the magic happens because it's going to look like this sometimes. So we all need those booster rockets to get through the gravitational pull of all those invisible boundaries, that behind the invisible boundaries, all those limiting beliefs and woundedness. And the thing is, you can't see the picture when you're inside of the frame. Most of us don't even understand the woundedness that's running us. And so that's why I would absolutely love to give each and every one of you this gift. And this gift is valued at $250, and it's a gift to you, complimentary gift to you, to help you step into your vision on a whole new level. Because during our time together, what we'll do is we'll dig deep into your vision. I'm also going to explain to you how your limiting paradigms work on another level. And at the end, we'll see if we can work together. And if it doesn't work out that you want to work together, you will still have a expansive experience of experiencing your dream on a whole new level. Let me tell you this. I want you to have this because this is your next step of claiming that you're deserving and worthy of a life bigger than what you're living right now. Okay? If it was easy to change, everybody would be doing it. There's actually a book out there that says change or die. And these people were given they were saying that they were going to die if they don't change. Half of them were more scared of changing than actually ending up dying. It's not easy. As I said, if it was easy, each and every one of you would already be doing it. And these paradigms that are running your life right now, you can't even see most of them. They're so deep that's why a coaching program, a structured coaching program, if that's what your next step is and you're wanting to do that, that's what a coaching program does. Goes in and I listen to your words. I see your energy and I help you de-energize and step back into your truth and authenticity on the highest level and claim that life that's out there waiting for you. I have a client that she kept on going back to the same job. She was in the motion picture industry. And she's like, I keep on going back to these jobs where these people treat me badly. I just go into default. I'm just demoralized constantly. And she came to work with me and we cleaned up her energy. And she just texted me last week because she's one of my VIP clients. She goes, Janice, you wouldn't believe it. I'm like, yes, I would. She said, that company I have been dreaming of just called me and gave me a 6-month gig. And I said, they're lucky to have you. So this is about you. This is about you claiming that it's your time to step into your dream on the highest level. Okay. So again, this gift is yours. And so what I'm going to have you do is go ahead and text me. Here is my number. And I'd like you to say, hi, my name is first and last name, because I get different. I want to make sure I have the right people. And then claim your spot. I want to claim my discovery session. So during our discovery session, we will go through your vision again. I'm going to explain how your paradigms are keeping you stuck below that glass ceiling. Oh, thank you. I love it when somebody claims it so quickly. Well done. And this is it. Be brave. Claim your spot. This is not easy. Just even claiming this spot might be your most bold move you could possibly have right this second. And that's when life just starts opening up with one change of action. Okay. So, this is what I want to say to each and every one of you. This has been my pleasure. My purpose and passion is to give people the life they'd absolutely love living by aligning that person with their truth and authenticity on the highest level. And that's what I want to do for each and every one of you. Have you tap into that magnificent truth and teach you with the dream building program how to create that magnificent life that's really out there waiting for you, because you have massive abundance out there waiting for you. So claim it. And your first step is a discovery session with me. So let's get going. Ah, there you go. I love it. Another claiming. Well done. So I'm sending massive, massive love to each and every one of you. And this is it. Take it in right now. I see each and every one of you in the light and the love and the magnificence of the truth of who you are. In that truth and that power and that confidence and that absolute brilliance, aligning with that God and source within you, knowing the divine is working through you at all times, and knowing that you are worthy and deserving of a life you absolutely love living. Okay, sending you all off. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love being here with you. I love sharing this message. And I just love you all. I do. I love you all.